Senators, please find your seats. I've been given the go-ahead, so I will hereby call to order the fifth meeting of the 62nd session of the Student Senate at 7 p.m. Before we go into things, I'd like to take a moment to have a moment of silence for those lost on 9/11. Thank you. With that, before we can actually officially get started, there is one individual that still needs to swear in. So if I can have you come up and we'll get you sworn in and we can kick this off. Cheat sheet right here. Raise your hand, repeat after me. When we get to the position, I'm just going to point at you and you'll say what position you've been appointed to. Good. All right. I hereby swear that I will faithfully serve the students of Wichita State University, act in accordance with the Student Government Association Constitution,
the Student Government Association Constitution,
and fulfill all duties and responsibilities required of
the Office of Engineering.
I will,
to
the best of my ability,
the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Student Government Association
the Constitution of the Student Government Association
of Wichita State University.
of Wichita State University.
Congratulations. You don't have to shake my hand. With that, we can take roll call. When I call your name, please answer with either present or here. Senator Babin.
Present.
Senator Bradley. Senator Brown.
Present.
Senator Castillo.
Present.
Senator Coates.
Present.
Senator Cowden.
Present.
Senator Cunningham.
Present.
Senator Day.
Here.
Senator Azil.
Here.
Senator Giunta. Nice mark. Senator Glover.
Present.
Senator Hopper.
Here.
Senator James.
Here.
Senator Kata.
Here.
Senator Kendrick.
Present.
Senator Khan.
Here.
Senator Lube.
Present.
Senator Mai.
Here.
Senator Martin.
Here.
Senator Mattson.
Present.
Senator Miller.
Here.
Senator Morgan.
Present.
Senator Mounts.
Present.
Senator Navarro.
Here.
Senator Nazir.
Here.
Senator Nguyen.
Present.
Senator Njau,
Present.
Senator Owaru, Senator Peter,
Present.
Senator Reed, Senator Spencer, Senator Taran,
Present.
Senator Tubak,
Present.
Senator Tucker,
Present.
Senator Wang, Senator Webb,
Present.
Senator Wright,
Present.
Senator Zacharias.
Here.
With that, we have met quorum with 33 total in attendance. Simple majority will be 17. Two-thirds of present will be 22, and two-thirds majority will be 30. I forgot to print out the agenda. See that? Thank you. So with that, moving into item 4, public forum. Before that, approval of the minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Senator Wing.
Yes, just one minor correction, which would just be the spelling of my last name. I had already emailed you beforehand, so.
Thank you. We'll get that corrected. Are there any other corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, they are adopted with the correction, Senator, misspelling of the name. Now moving into section 4, public forum. So with that, public forum provides a chance for individuals to have the privilege of speaking before the Senate. This is a time for the association to listen to what the community has to say, and to that we offer our undivided respect and attention. I would like to remind everyone that although we allow the speakers the privilege to use this platform, the opinions of the speakers do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the association or the university. Lastly, in the essence of time, we do limit speeches in public forum to a length of 3 minutes unless the speaker has spoken to us about it ahead of time. That being said, do you still want to speak in public forum? Please approach the podium.
Good evening, everyone. So tonight would be the first night that Katrina gives all of Cabinet's reports, and I kind of had a lot to talk to you about, so I figured I would save her the time and breath. So first of all, our guacamole tabling will be on Monday, this coming up Monday, 11 to 1. If you're signed up to help, please do wear your t-shirt. And additionally, Andrew Martin will be shooting some video of the event, so if you're uncomfortable with being videotaped, just reach out to me and I will let him know that, and that way everything will be taken care of. If you have any questions about that, additionally, please reach out to me. Additionally, SGA Week is coming up, and I wanted to give you guys the details beforehand. So please come to one of the events and wear your t-shirt to whichever event you choose to attend. Monday is SGA Day from 2 to 4. We will be doing open interviews in the office for open position seats, and a legislature writing workshop in the Huxley room. So if you would like to help out with the workshop, please reach out to me, and I will get you written down and give you some more information about that and that sort of thing. Tuesday is National Voter Registration Day, so we're tabling from 11 to 2 in the RSC to get voters registered. That's exciting, and that's all going to be run through Kylie, so if you have questions about that, please reach out to Kylie. The safety walk is Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. We're meeting in RSC 142, so SGA representatives will have to get there at 7 just to be prompt, and that way we have people there by the time that students show up. If there are questions, please refer those to Crystal, because she is obviously head of that committee, or chair of that committee, sorry. Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday from 5:30 to 6:30 in RSC 203. Josie will be holding a wellness workshop. So if you have questions about that, please refer to her. There will be a mini wellness fair outside in the lounge of the Lancelot room. So it's right across the hall from here. And then Thursday will be Know Your Rights Night in Hubbard Hall 211. We have Brandon Johnson from the City Council coming to speak on the rights that students have in the community, and also student conduct will be coming to speak about the rights students have on campus. So that will be good. The event will begin at 6 p.m. Additionally, and probably most importantly, we have the scholarship committee is needing to be formed. So I will need 3 students to sit on the committee with me. And if anyone is interested, please just reach out to me. There's not really a formal application process. So if you just send me that you're interested, I will go ahead and send you the information. It's very minimal time commitment. It's kind of a gather as needed and just vote on the applications as they come in. This will be a committee that will follow through the semester, so it will end in about March, and the busiest time period will be around February. But we do have applications coming, so I need people now. Okay, that's all.
Does the speaker wish to take questions?
Yes.
Are there any questions for the speaker? Yeah, you're fine. Seeing none, thank you very much for your
Thanks,
time. Is there anyone else wishing to speak in public forum at this time? Seeing none, we'll move into item 5, officer reports, or section 5, item A, sorry. Madam President.
Okay, sorry about that. I literally just got done talking at the 9/11 Remembrance event. I literally ran over here, so I apologize. So this is the first time full cabinet report. So what I have for the Chief of Operations is that she has finalized a partnership with Loudlight and will be posting a sign-up sheet for senators to volunteer at the National Voter Registration Day on September 24th on the Facebook page. So make sure you're looking for that on the Facebook page. And then for Treasurer Osterman, I have that Budget and Finance Committee has been running smoothly. The applications for the Student Fees Committee will be coming out this week, so it is just something to think about if any of you are interested in joining. As always, please do not hesitate to go into her office and see her if you have any questions or concerns about the budget or student fees. And then as for myself, I obviously just finished speaking at the 9/11 Remembrance event. Thank you to the few of you who were there. I know a few of you who attended, and I appreciate that. And then, collecting my thoughts. What Advisor Fonseca passed out to you was the handout about the Steve Clark YMCA. I met with George Sorson, who is the director of the Steve Clark Y, and so that's just some information that he handed out to me to show all of you. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can ask me. I can't promise I will be able to answer them right off the bat, but I will definitely get in contact with him or somebody else to answer those for you, or I can get you in contact with him. And then 2 other things. just lots of meetings. That's basically been the day-to-day business for me. And then this Saturday, Vice President Berth and Chief of Operations Lepetsky and I will be going to Emporia for the Students Advisory Council retreat before the Kansas Board of Regents meeting starts up. So we'll be doing that this Saturday. And then next week, so September 18th, I think so, 18th, is the first Kansas Board of Regents meeting, which Chief of Operations Lepetsky and I will be attending as well. And then the 19th, I have a breakfast with the Regents. That is all I have.
Are there any questions for the president? Seeing none, thank you. We will move into item B, my report. So I'm going to be keeping mine to, Senate activities, as the cabinet stuff is already covered. With that, the new legislative process changes that we have all approved are starting to go into effect, that being, creation of new committees for the Rules and Administration Committee. So all of the legislation that was coming to the floor tonight has already gone through that committee and been approved. Some of those items were actually meant for another committee to review before it would hit the floor. However, since that committee was unable to meet, it falls on the Rules and Administration to pick up the slack in that manner, because all of these are more administrative than most of anything else, but they deal with a realm of another one, so that's why we took care of that one. So current projects, I told you that I was going to set up a meeting with Maddie Laughlin and the Green Group, and that is set for this Friday. And I'll let you know what comes out of there, but we're all talking about green initiatives and how we can improve the campus. Speaking of green initiatives, I also told you about the student-led sustainability initiative that Dr. Shaw had reached out to try and get students to participate in. The poll for that has closed. However, there is an open meeting discussion, kind of like a town hall, but not an official town hall. So anybody is willing to show up, but they have set a date and a time, so I will give that to you now. And that would be Friday, September 20th at 3 p.m. in the RSC room 256. And I stand for questions if you have any. Senator.
Yeah, I was just wondering on the state of the Senate Composition Committee. I know we passed that in a bill a couple weeks ago, but I haven't heard a whole lot since.
Yes, so the Special Committee on Membership, I believe, is the one you were referring to. And that committee, I've reached out to all of the members, or several individuals, in order to try and get them as members. And most have come back with either a yes or a no. Those that have accepted the offer to be a part of that committee have thus been appointed. And that was due to the powers granted by the Senate to myself to do so without having to do a bill. So that committee can start meeting whenever. The chair of that committee, just for information, would be Lucas Webb, honors senator.
Excellent, thank you.
Are there any other questions for myself? Seeing none, we'll move into item 6, other reports. Item A, Safety and Student Services Chair.
So what I've been mainly doing this week is transitioning into my new role. The main things that I've had to address is the safety walk. We're just trying to decide what food we're having for that, and I contacted the police so that we'll have some police officers there as well as facilities planning. We also had our first committee meetings tonight. Unfortunately, my committee didn't meet quorum, so we did not meet officially. So that is all.
Any questions for the chair? Seeing none, we'll move into item B, Diversity, Empowerment, and Inclusion Chair.
All right. Hi there, everybody. Give me 1 second. So, again, mine's kind of like Crystal's. I spent this week transitioning into this position. I started my office hours on Thursday of last week, if I remember correctly. So my main thing has just been prepping for figuring like how to run my committee, studying Robert's Rules a little bit more, talking with Gabe about just kind of like what my committee should look like, especially with the new name change and things like that. And then lastly today, I have been trying to today I've started getting in contact with the Hispanic American Leadership Organization, or HALO for short, just to see if we can partner with any events coming up, since Hispanic Heritage Month is starting, I believe, on the 15th. So other than that, my committee originally did not meet quorum, and then we figured out after some miscommunication and just apparently a list that wasn't updated correctly, that we did actually meet quorum. So we originally didn't meet, then we did meet, and then we just talked about my expectations and kind of what I had been doing over this last week. So with that, I am open for any questions.
Are there any questions for the chair? Seeing none, we'll move into item 7, appointments. Item A, the election of the president pro tempore of the Senate. So with that, I'm going to give you a little bit of information before we move into exactly what we're going to be discussing. According to Article 3, Section 7 of the bylaws, titled Succession of Power, the Senate is charged with establishing the official line of the succession. Tonight, the Senate will elect the President pro tempore and the President pro tempore alternate, who will serve as the first and second successors. In any position in the line of succession becomes permanently vacant, the Senate must pass a bill appointing the vacant positions. The bill does require a 2/3 majority vote to pass, and the Senate is the one that decides by which the nominations are made. Any member of the association, executive or legislative branch, who is not already either the president or the vice president shall be eligible to be appointed as a successor, so long as they meet the eligibility requirements for fulfilling those roles as outlined in the Constitution. As defined in Article 2 of the Constitution, the president and vice president shall be elected on the same ballot and as a team from the association at large. And eligibility for officers in general, to include both of those positions, they must maintain a 2.5 cumulative grade point average and be at least a junior by the beginning of the fall term following the election or appointment. An association officer shall not hold the same office more than twice. So as we have pulled up here, there is a list of names of all the individuals who have met those criteria. Are there any questions about what this process is going to entail? Senator Mounts, I saw you first.
Arguably, so Senator Zacharias started this semester as a junior, so is she eligible for this for a pro tempore position?
So from my understanding, the justification that we were going for with this list is so the students initially appoint the individuals in these two positions, and that happens during an election. So it was thought unfair to allow any individual who was not chosen by the students themselves during an election to take part in this. Thus, an individual the students have said can run and represent them is effectively representing them instead of this body. Does that make sense? Gabe?
Are you asking about the junior status or whether Senator Zacharias was elected or not?
I'm asking if Senator Zacharias is eligible to be voted into President pro tempore position.
Based off of,
All the qualifications for that position.
so yeah, so you were elected, so we're going to make sure that if you're classified by the university as a junior, then you would be eligible. So I'm going to look that up. Then I'll get back to you.
While we're waiting on that answer, are there any other questions? Senator Day, do you still have one?
I'll adjust a little bit. So there is a rule that you have to have been elected in order to be eligible. Am I correct in that?
This is a elected position. You are correct. Senator Martin.
If that's the case, then Senator Coates should also be eligible for this.
Elected. The reason you're not on that list is because we don't have what you are, whether you're first year, sophomore, junior. So you are. So we would have to confirm that before we could add you to this list. But if you are, then yes. And then Gabe, could you look that up while we're proceeding? Thank you. Any other questions about the process itself, or? No. Yes. She's good. You modify that one. Yeah. So bear with us while we modify our list.
Where do you have it saved? Remember we talked about that?
Just go and add a column again. It'd be insert. With those two additions, would being Senator Zacharias and Senator Coates, who have been confirmed as eligible. As we're modifying those, we'll move into the next portion if there are no more questions. Seeing none. At this time, the Senate will enter a nomination period for President pro tempore. As chair, I would like to nominate Lucas Webb. Do you accept?
Yes.
Are there any other nominations to this position? Senator Mounts.
I nominate Senator Babin.
Senator Babin, do you accept?
Yes.
Senator Coates.
I nominate Senator Wright.
Senator Wright, do you accept?
Yes.
Are there any other nominations at this time for President pro tempore? Senator Castillo.
I nominate Senator Mattson.
Senator Mattson.
Thank you, but I respectfully decline.
Cutting me off. I'm so sorry. I was updating my list, that way I can make sure that I'm calling the right names when we come back to it. So that was Babin, Wright, Mounts, and Webb. With that rejection, we'll move on. Are there any other nominations for the President pro tempore at this time? You don't have any? Good. With that, since there have been more than one nomination, we will now move into a voting period. With that, as a reminder, senators will only be able to cast one vote, and it's the majority shall take it. We will go through one by one as the nominees go.
Point of information.
Senator Mounts.
Is there any debate period for these nominations or no?
No. Senator Turan.
That was sort of my question, if the electees would have a chance to talk on it or to speak on it.
So the way this one is set up is, since it is yourselves who know yourselves, nominating yourselves, there's no need to debate why you would accept. Someone else has nominated you from this body and you are accepting. And now it is, who do you, out of those who have been nominated as nominees, to move forward with? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I just was asking because I'm sort of new, so yeah.
Point of information.
Senator Mounts.
So this vote, so it is whoever gets majority, or I guess the most votes out of the however 3 we have?
So,
or is there like a runoff?
So currently there is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. There are 4 individuals. Majority shall take. If 2 tie, it will only be between those 2, and we will take a revote. And majority of those will do it. Does that answer your question? Senator Babin.
I'm sorry. It says that there is the pro tempore of the Senate and their alternate.
We'll get to that next. Senator Wright.
I'm so sorry. Just to be clear, we have 4 nominees, and we can only vote on one of them.
That is correct. There is Senator Wright, Senator Babin, and Senator Webb. Senator Mattson has declined, sorry. It's a notation error on my end. 3 individuals, 1 vote. Unless there is a tie, then we will do just those 2 and a revote. Senator Nguyen.
So just to clarify then, and it's kind of a question at the same time, you said there's no nominations because a senator should already know the senators. Is there not an ability to build that into the process, and some, like a good number of us are new?
That's a good point. Technically, the rules say that the Senate shall decide the means, so if you would like to add a debate, or not a debate. Yeah, if you'd like to add a debate and those individuals who have nominated shall debate on why they have nominated? Is that what you're asking, or are you asking for the nominees to present themselves?
The latter, I'm pretty sure.
So yes, we can have them talk about themselves if the Senate does such decide. With that, we would have to take a vote. Is everybody in favor with the nominees taking a 1 minute to explain who they are and what they do? All opposed? Motion carries. With that, are there any further questions before we move in? Senator Turan.
So the person who gets the second most doesn't become the alternate immediately. We have to nominate the alternate.
That is correct.
Okay.
Senator Martin.
So that being said, if you don't win this one, you're still eligible to be the alternate?
As long as you are eligible for the position, which you have to be for both of them, then yes.
Okay.
I saw another hand, but I didn't see who it was. No longer. Are there any other questions before we move in to the discussion on nominees? Seeing none, Senator Webb, do you mind approaching the podium?
talk about an off-the-cuff speech, but here we go. So a little bit about me. I'm a senior this year, studying aerospace engineering. My experience in Senate has gone back to my freshman year. I was in Shocker Freshman Council, which was basically something that we just recently got rid of, I think, this session. Yeah. But basically what that was is kind of like an intro to Senate. So it was a lot of freshmen kind of getting together, seeing what the campus is like, getting input from different freshmen, and advocating for them, basically. But it was different from a senator position. And so that kind of got me introduced there. I wasn't involved in Senate my sophomore year, but I was the honor senator last year, and then again this year serving with Senator Tubak. And hopefully that gives you a little information about me. Are we taking questions?
If you would like.
Sure.
Are there any questions for the nominee? Senator Tucker.
I was wondering if you could speak on your goals and concerns for the 62nd session.
Yeah, so specifically with the honors position, we just recently got our new space off of Shocker Hall. And so really my focus this year is getting honor students implemented into that, seeing what different kinds of opportunities that brings us, and working, both Senator Tubak and I are in the Honors Council, and so right now we're currently working on what we can do to get people acclimated, what kind of different opportunities can we bring with this new position, or with this new space. And also one of the big focuses for us has been getting more diversity within the Honors College. And so one approach that we've done, that we worked a lot on last year, is seeing if we can take away the ACT, SAT, GPA requirement to get into the Honors College, just because we know a lot of high school students may not have the best scores because they've been working to help their families or different things like that. They couldn't put as much effort as they could have into school because of other obligations, and so we've been doing a lot of research with other universities that have that model, and seeing how and if we can implement that here.
Any other questions for the nominee? Seeing none, thank you. Senator Babin, do you mind approaching the podium?
Okay, so my name's Olivia. I am a liberal arts and sciences senator. I'm a double major in political science and communications journalism, as well as I have 2 minors in anthropology and art history, because I just like taking classes. I was not involved in SGA until this semester because I personally felt like I didn't truly understand what issues students faced on campus. My freshman year and last year I was just really busy. And so I wanted to make sure that I had the opportunity to really get to know students, really understand campus, before I came into a position where I could truly listen to students and understand the issues that they face.
Any questions for the nominee? Senator Tucker.
Same question as before. I was wondering if you could speak to your goals and concerns given the session.
Yeah, so most of my goals pertain around making sure that everything is as transparent as possible, and then as well as making sure that we are listening to students as much as we possibly can. I know that students have felt really disenfranchised in the past, and that it's really, really important that we make students feel as involved in the process as we possibly can, and making sure that they feel comfortable enough to vote in the elections, and that we up participation in their student government.
Are there any other questions for the nominee? Seeing none, thank you. Senator Wright.
I'd actually like to withdraw, if that's possible. I think both the current nominees are perfectly acceptable and would do a better job than me. So.
That is your right. With that, we have heard both nominees, and we will now move into the voting period. As a reminder, you only have one vote in which you can cast, and we will do it as I call. All in favor, ex-senator, those would raise and then I'll move to the next. There will be no against, no blah, because it's either one or the other. Does any clarification need to be stated on how that will go? Senator Mounts.
Can I motion to do a roll call vote?
Will require a second.
Second.
All in favor of doing this vote by roll call, please raise your hand. All opposed? Thank you. Motion fails, receiving only 16 votes in favor. With that, back to, are there any clarifications necessary for this item? Seeing none, all those in favor of Senator Webb for the President pro tempore position, please raise your hand and hold them high. Hold them high, please. Same. Thank you. All in favor, Senator Babin, please raise your hand. Thank you. So used to just looking out, right? With the votes tallied, we have 24 in favor of Senator Webb and 10 in favor of Senator Babin. As was explained, the majority shall rule. Senator Mounts shall move forward as our nominee. Webb, sorry. Senator Webb. Moving into item B, the election of the alternate president pro tempore. Senator Wright.
I nominate Senator Babin.
Senator Babin, do you accept?
Yes.
Senator Mounts.
I nominate Senator Zacharias.
Senator Zacharias, do you accept?
Yes.
Are there any other nominations at this time? Seeing none, as chair, I would like to nominate Maribel Sanchez, who is not here, but she has already provided her acceptance prior. With that, are there any other nominees? Seeing none, I'm assuming we still want to hear from them. Yeah. Senator James.
Just point of information, since Senator Sanchez isn't here, would it be fair to do that with her, like, not being able to speak for herself?
Technically, no. Senator Mounts.
Same thing with the point of information. We are going based off of, how can we ensure that Senator Sanchez actually does accept this nomination, since we are going only off of your word?
Because I can send you the email that has it, if you would like.
I would like that, please.
I will send that to you momentarily. With that, are there any other questions, Senator Wayne?
Just like another point, I guess, counter argument to Senator James' prior comment. I think if we don't allow Senator Zacharias to speak, then that also wouldn't be fair since Senator Babin has already spoken.
No, he's talking about the one that's here. Thank you. There's some confusion up here, so I'm going to clarify. What I heard, and you can tell me if I am correct, was that it is unfair to not let Senator Zacharias, who is present here, not speak because someone else is not here when we have already heard from one of the nominees. Is that correct?
That's pretty much correct. I'm just saying that Senator Zacharias should be able to speak if she would want to.
Senator Morgan.
Point of information, can this be tabled to next week?
No. We are already in violation of the Constitution by having it on our 5th when it was mandated to be on our 3rd. So this has to be done tonight. Senator Coates.
Can I move to have the nominees have to be present in order to be voted on for this position?
You may motion to strike one of the nominees on that grounds.
Then I motion to strike Senator Sanchez on the grounds that she is not present.
Does require a second.
Second.
I don't believe this motion needs to be debated, and we'll move directly into the voting period. All those in favor of striking Senator Sanchez as a nominee for this position, raise your hand and hold them high. All opposed? Thank you. Receiving only 13 votes with simple majority requiring 18, motion fails. Senator Martin?
Point of information, or I don't know, some sort of point. Could you speak on behalf of Senator Sanchez if she's not here?
I can.
Can you do that?
Senator Cunningham?
That's kind of what I was going to ask, but then, like, shouldn't whoever nominated Senator Zacharias speak for her as well?
If you're playing fair, technically. However, that's for the Senate to decide. Senator Teran, do you still have one? Senator Mounts, I saw you first.
I motion to allow all nominees to speak with the President of the Senate speaking in place of Senator Sanchez.
Motion is not debatable. All those in favor, please raise your hand and hold them high. All opposed? Thank you. Senator Teran?
Point of information, does that mean whoever nominated Senator Babin would have to speak for?
No. If I understand your motion correct. Is that right, Senator Mounts?
Yes, the nominees would speak for themselves, except with the exception of the President of the Senate speaking for Senator Sanchez.
So with that, the total votes were 27 in favor, with simple majority requiring 18. Motion carries. With that, moving back to the main item at hand, are there any other nominees or nominations at this time? Seeing none, we'll move into no, I forgot who it was. Is it Sanchez? Zacharias? And Babin? Right. Since we've already heard from Senator Babin, we're going to omit hearing from her and move directly into Senator Zacharias.
Point of
Yes.
order, I
Senator Mounts.
motioned to have all of them speak. So that includes Senator Babin.
Senator-
So she can, I guess she could decline. But I specifically said during my motion that they were all able to speak. So if she wants to speak again, she can, I guess.
Technically, she has already spoken, but it does make sense. Senator Babin?
I'll decline to speak since you already heard from me once. I don't feel the need to reiterate what I've already said. Thank you, though.
Senator Zacharias?
So my name is Crystal Zacharias. I am currently the chair for Safety and Student Services. My main goals for this year are to implement services for students. Those would fall under the safety walk that we're doing, as well as the parking legislation that I am trying to write, which after 5 p.m. the top floor of parking would be available to students. I'm also working on following through with our tobacco legislation that we passed in our first meeting and educating those materials to our students.
Any questions for the nominee? Seeing none, thank you. Senator Sanchez. So good evening. My name is Senator Sanchez, and with that, the reason why I have moved forward with nominating Senator Sanchez is she has been an SGA before and done great work. She also has several initiatives that kind of align with the goals that already exist for the president and myself, and she has never failed to be one to volunteer to help out for others, and I see her being very well for this position. I stand for questions if there are any. Seeing none, I'll sit down. With that, it's the exact same process as we went through last time, so I don't feel the need to clarify that. And we will move directly into the voting. As a reminder, you do only have one vote to cast, and we will go through each nominee and tally the totals. Majority shall carry. All those in favor of Senator Babin, please raise your hand. All in favor of Senator Zacharias? All in favor for Senator Sanchez? Thank you. With that, we received 11 total votes for Senator Babin, 15 total votes for Senator Zacharias, and 5 votes for Senator Sanchez. With the majority carrying, Senator Sanchez will be moved forward as the nominee. Sorry. Zacharias shall be moved forward as the nominee. At this time, if there are no objections, I would like to take a recess for 10 minutes while we create the bill that will appoint these individuals so that we can get them appointed tonight. Are there any objections to taking a 10-minute recess? Seeing none, we'll re-adjourn at, or not re-adjourn, we'll come back, we will return, thank you, at 8:05.
There are cookies in the back. Please eat those.
I have to gavel up. We're out.
I literally just thought you just dropped it on the table. I thought you dropped it.
Well, it was one of the quick, I got it. Sorry, it was Webb. Six-minute warning. 2 minutes. And senators, please start making your way to your seats. Yeah, I'm going to entertain him, and then he's going to make it. Senators, back in your seats. It is now 8:05. With us taking a recess, we will have to take a roll call to ensure that we still have a quorum. So with that, when I call your name, please answer with either here or present. Senator Babin.
Here.
Senator Bradley. Senator Brown.
Present.
Senator Castillo.
Present.
Senator Coates.
Present.
Senator Cowden.
Here.
Senator Cunningham.
Present.
Senator Day.
Here.
Senator Zeal.
Here.
Senator Flores is not here. Norris Gibson. Senator Giunta. Senator Glover.
Here.
Senator Hopper.
Here.
Senator James.
Here.
Senator Kata.
Here.
Senator Kendrick.
Present.
Senator Khan.
Here.
Senator Lube.
Here.
Senator Mai.
Here.
Senator Martin.
Here.
Senator Mattson.
Present.
Senator Miller.
Present.
Senator Morgan. Senator Mounts.
Present.
Senator Navarro.
Here.
Senator Nazir.
Present.
Senator Nguyen.
Present.
Senator Njau.
Present.
Senator Waddle. Senator Peter.
Here.
Peterson. Senator Reed. Senator Ritchie.
Here.
Senator Sanchez. It's not. Senator Spencer.
Present.
Senator Tehran.
Here.
Senator Tubak.
Present.
Senator Tucker.
Present.
Senator Wing is not here. Senator Webb.
Present.
Senator Wright.
Present.
Senator Zacharias.
Here.
We still meet quorum with 34 total in attendance. The new votes shall be simple majority is still 18, 2/3 present is 23, 2/3 majority is still 30.
With a motion.
Senator Mounts.
I motion to amend the agenda under Section 7 appointments to add under subpoint B, in between subpoint B and C, Senate Bill 6247.
Does require a second?
Second.
Who is it? Coates with the second. With that, not debatable, and we'll move directly into the voting. All those in favor of adding, please raise your hand and hold them high. All opposed? Motion carries, receiving exactly 23, which is the requirement it needed. I see. So you can pull it up. If you want, let me close it. So you can pull it up now. Not the agenda, the actual item. You're wanting that as D, right? Or replacing C or D?
Moving C down to D.
With that, this item is going to replace item C, and we'll move directly into it. So SB-62-047. Chief shall read.
SB-62-047, appointing the succession of power, authored by Michael Berth, President of the Senate. It is. Oh, okay. I'll do that in just a second. Action first to appoint the position of President pro tempore to the Senate. The 62nd session of the Student Senate hereby nominates Lucas Webb to the position of President pro tempore of the Senate in accordance with the Senate selection process and fulfillment of succession of power policy outlined in Article 3, Section 7 of the Association Bylaws. Action second, to appoint the position of the President pro tempore alternate of the Senate. The 62nd session of the Student Senate hereby nominates Crystal Zacharias to the position of President pro tempore alternate of the Senate in accordance with the Senate selection process and fulfillment of the succession of power policy outlined in Article 3, Section 7 of the Association Bylaws.
Does the author wish to speak to this bill? No, I don't. Are there any questions for the author? Seeing none, moving into the debate period. Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate at this time? Seeing none, we'll move into the voting period. All those in favor, please raise your hand and hold them high. With that, SB-62-047 has passed its two-thirds majority requirement, receiving 34 total in favor, 0 against, and 10 abstentions. Moving into item D, SB-62-046, appointing, you got it? Chief shall read.
Sorry, guys, but a difficulty. SB-62-046, appointing Senate Standing Committee members, authored by Michael Berth, President of the Senate. Action first to appoint members of the Academics Committee. I hereby nominate Evelyn Peter to the position of Academics Committee member.
So I'm going to speak on that one. As the author, this is simply a change of committee. It was originally noted to myself, and I forgot to add it to a previous bill, so this is correcting it. Any questions for me?
Action second, appoint members of the Ways and Means Committee. I hereby nominate Hannah Ezell, Rija Nazir, Zachary James, Michael Brown, Jonathan Miller, and Matthew Tucker to the position of Ways and Means Committee member.
Any questions for the author? Seeing none, we'll move into the debating period on this item. Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Mounts.
Point of information, are we able to amend this bill?
Yes.
All right. Give me 1 second. I motion.
Still have to be recognized.
With a motion.
Senator Mounts.
I apologize, that was my bad. I move to amend and add a third action appointing members of the Diversity, Empowerment, and Inclusion Committee, and then the action being I hereby nominate Zachary James to the DEI Committee.
Second.
Can't be on two committees at once. So your first motion would have to be to strike him from said committee, then to add.
I rescind my first motion.
Thank you. I will now entertain a motion to strike.
I motion to strike Zachary James from action 2, line 4.
Does require a second.
Second.
Senator Miller with the second. Senator Mounts, this is your motion. You have the right to speak first.
It was brought to my attention, and I feel like it is my duty as the Diversity, Equity, and Diversity, Empowerment, and Inclusion Chair, that if someone does want to serve on my committee, then I believe it is my right and my duty to make sure that I have the best people on my committee and the ones who want to be there. So that is why I'm first striking Zachary James's name from this Ways and Means Committee.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Wright.
I motion to adopt by consensus, this amendment by consensus.
Any objections? Seeing none, motion is adopted as such. Senator Mounts, you still have a motion to make.
With the motion, I'd like to add a third action reading appoint members of the Diversity, Empowerment, and Inclusion Committee. And then under that, I hereby nominate Zachary James to the DEI Committee.
Does require a second. Senator James with a second. Senator Mounts, this is your motion. You have the right to speak first.
I think I've made my piece on the first motion, so I will not be saying anything.
Any other debate on this item? Senator Wright.
A motion to adopt by consensus.
Any objections? Seeing none, motion carries. Moving back to the main item, as amended, is there anyone wishing to speak in debate at this time? Seeing none, we'll move into the voting period. All those in favor, please raise your hand and hold them high.
Point of information, have we voted on the motions yet? Or is that what we're voting on? That was not clear.
Both motions were adopted by unanimous consent. No vote was necessary. Vote is still for the main bill, which is all three actions as amended. All those in favor, All opposed? Thank you. SB-62-046 has passed its two-thirds majority requirement with 34 total in favor, 0 against, and 10 abstentions. Moving past item 8 into item 9, new business. Item A, the chief shall read.
SB-62-042, grant recognition to celebrate Recovery WSU, authored by Maggie Hull, RSO Graduate Assistant, Madeline Marshall, celebrate Recovery WSU President, Gabriel Fonseca, Assistant Director of Student Involvement. Action first, be it enacted by the Student Senate that grant the recognition of Celebrate Recovery WSU, which states it to help young adults address destructive or compulsive behaviors, unhealthy relationships, addictions, drugs, alcohol, food, pornography, depression, anger, shame, codependency, addiction to people and control, past abuse, and so much more. Helping people find freedom and healing from any hurt, hang-up, or habit that is making their life unmanageable.
Does the author wish to speak to this bill?
I yield my time to the representatives from Celebrate Recovery WSU.
Is there a representative from Celebrate Recovery WSU here tonight? Seeing none, Gabe, do you still wish to speak to this bill?
No.
Are there any questions for the author? Seeing none, we will move into debate on this item next week. Moving into item B.
Point of information, did we decide during the Rules and Administration Committee that that was technically a first read? And then this would be a second read to the Senate?
So we haven't actually established the rules that we were talking about. I remember discussing that in the committee, but I don't believe we voted on it. Did we, Gabe?
We have to get the Senate to vote on those rules first.
Does that answer your question, Senator Mounts? With that, we're moving into item B. Chief shall read.
SB-62-043, grant recognition to the Fairmount Campus Ministry, authored by Maggie Hull, RSO Graduate Assistant, Michaela Scaro, Fairmount Campus Ministry, Gabriel Fonseca, Assistant Director of Student Involvement. Action first, be it enacted by the Student Senate that grant the recognition of the Fairmount Campus Ministry is to focus on Jesus Christ through faith, fellowship, and service. We aspire to learn more about the Bible, the Christian faith, and those around us. We strive to build friendships and to support each other through the ups and downs of campus life. Our goal is to show the unconditional love of Jesus Christ with others through acts of kindness.
Does the author wish to speak to this bill?
I yield my time to the representatives from Fairmount Campus Ministries.
Is said representative here? Please approach the podium.
I will hopefully be the president of Fairmount Campus Ministry. We at one point did have a student organization known as Anchored. However, due to some changes in the way that we've started to run things, we did lapse on our judgment and lapse on our recognition. So we'd like to regain that status. We hope to work in conjunction with a larger group known as Fairmount Ministries, which works in the community to allow campus students to not only grow in their faith of Jesus Christ, but to, work with others in the community and to network with them as well so that they can grow not only on campus, but in the Wichita community as a whole.
Do you wish to take questions?
Yes.
Are there any questions for the representative? Seeing none, thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you.
We'll move into debate on this item next week. Moving into item C, the chief shall read.
SB-62-044, grant recognition to innovation design, authored by Maggie Hull, RSO graduate assistant, Jared Goring, president of innovation design, Gabriel Fonseca, assistant director of student involvement. Action first be enacted by the Student Senate that grant the recognition of innovation design, which states its purpose to foster between members and facilitate the learning of principles needed in the interdisciplinary innovation design discipline.
Does the author wish to speak to this bill?
I yield my time to the representatives from, the Innovative Design Organization.
Said representative here. Please approach the podium.
All right, well, thanks for having me here. I'm Jared Gearing, as mentioned, and from the hopefully future student group of innovation design. Basically, innovation design student group is supposed to be a student group that's a spin out of the Masters of Innovation Design program, so we can basically ramp up the community partners that we have now, because we work with a lot of different companies, some really cool ones like J&J, but to be able to work with them through the university system, the lead time on wrapping those partners in is just super long. So if we can have a student group, we can ramp up the number of people that we can work with. We can work with more people across the university in different disciplines, and we can work with people outside of just the graduate school, so undergrads, different departments, that kind of stuff. So that's the main goal of it, is to just widen the reach and the amount of people that we can help.
Do you wish to take questions?
Yes.
Are there any questions? Senator Babin.
So would you allow undergraduate students into your club?
Yes.
Senator Tucker.
Just for clarification, what exactly is innovation design?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. It's a interdisciplinary program, so we take people from all different colleges, put them in this small cohort, and teach them things like design thinking, innovative processes. It's pretty like tech startup focused, along with basically helping organizations become more innovative within themselves.
Are there any other questions for the representative? Cool. Seeing none, thank you. You may be seated. We'll move into debate on this item next week. Moving into item D, the chief shall read.
SB-62-045, grant recognition to the Wichita Pro Bono Immigration Clinic, authored by Maggie Hull, RSO graduate assistant, Sophia Gilkison, Wichita Pro Bono Immigration Clinic, Gabriel Fonseca, assistant director of student involvement. Action first be enacted by the Student Senate that grant the recognition of Wichita Pro Bono Immigration Clinic is to assist immigrants in the community by offering free case management, research, application, preparation, translation services, and legal aid in partnership with the Immigration Advocacy Network of Kansas.
Does the author wish to speak to this bill?
I yield my time to the organization's representative.
Is a representative here? Please approach the podium.
For the purpose of time, I believe everything was said in our purpose statement, so if you have questions for me.
Are there any questions for the representative?
Yes, sorry. Do I answer? Or do I?
Senator Zeal.
Can you explain what work the students will exactly be doing?
Yes, so we have three primary positions. Office administration, which will include answering phones, scheduling appointments, answering emails, general office upkeep. The next one will be caseworker, which will be doing intake interviews for our clients and also managing things surrounding their intake. And then the third position will be case management, and this will be more in depth, working closely with the clients, conducting interviews, under the supervision of an attorney, an immigration attorney. In addition, research and writing memos or anything else required by the immigration attorney.
Are there any other questions? Senator Mounts?
So you are partnering directly with the Immigration Advocacy Network of Kansas, correct?
It's just called the Immigration Advocacy Network. Oh, of Kansas. Yeah, look at that. Yes.
With the follow-up.
Before we get to your follow-up, are there any other questions for the representative? Senator Nazir?
Where will this be located?
It'll be located at an immigration law office. The address is 807 North Waco, but not on campus.
Senator Mounts, do you still have a question? Are there any other questions for the representative? Seeing none, thank you. You may
Thank
be
you.
seated. We'll move into debate on this item next week. Just to clarify, Gabe, for the President Pro Tempore, they have to be sworn in by, that's only when they take over, right? Right. So we'll move past item 10 into section 11, remarks and announcements. Anyone have a remark or announcement at this time? Senator Tubak.
Hi, everybody. So just want to let you guys know that tomorrow is the grand opening of the Honors Space. The Honors expansion, we're pretty proud of it, so we'd love for everybody to come by and see it. It goes on from 11:30 to 12:30 is the formal kind of introduction. Dr. Tompkins will be there, and the Mr. and Mrs. Cohen will also be there. But then we're having a carnival afterwards from about 1 to 2 with games and such inside and outside, so we'd love it if you guys would come see it. Thank you.
Senator Ritchie.
Hi guys, as you all know, it's kind of been a personal initiative to sort of spread awareness and try to boost numbers at the School of Music and the Fine Arts WSU performances and such. With that said, can I see a show of hands of those who have seen either my Facebook posts on the 60-second session or have seen like the School of Music calendar? Okay, cool. Can I put your hands down? Can I get a second show of hands of those who have done something to spread the word to your constituents or somebody around you? I was happy and then I was sad. I need your guys' help. So please visit the Facebook group or visit the School of Music webpage and please spread the word. The first huge concert that we're going to have is actually tomorrow. It's going to be 5 performance ensembles on campus performing in the same concert. It's going to be huge. Please spread the word on that one. Thank you.
Senator Martin.
Academic convocation is tomorrow from 9:30 to 11. I'll be there, so you guys should go too.
Senator Khan.
Hi, everyone. So I don't know if many of you have, or actually I know some of you have seen the Facebook post that I talked about writing a resolution. So if any of you want to learn, please come up to me by the end of this. I can add you to the email that I will be sending out shortly at the end of this weekend. And yeah, so if you want to learn, just let me know. And also, do not forget to turn in your senator hours. And if you need help with that, please feel free to ask.
Senator Mounts.
Alrighty, so first thing I have to announce, ODI is helping push the Wichita State Diversity Lecture Series. And so tomorrow at 6 p.m. in Radigan Student Center 265, we will be having a conversation with Skylar Bylar, the first transgender athlete to compete on any sport in the NCAA Division I men's team. He is a swimmer. And then another one we have is Take the Lead. It is Latinx Heritage Month reception with Kat Lazo. She's sharing what inspired her to create the Cat Call and how acknowledging the different ways that Latinx people embody both oppression and privilege can bring us all closer to liberation. That will be Thursday, September 19th at 6:30 p.m. at the CSA Theater. I had one other thing, but I completely forgot with this, so I'll get back to that.
Senator Miller.
All right, so just wanted to have you guys reach out to your constituents about October 4th from 12 to 2 p.m. The Student Veteran Organization is going to actually be holding a chili cook-off. Last year we did it and we had a really good turnout, so since it's at the east patio of the RSC, we expect it to be an even better turnout. There will be prizes, so anyone that wants to actually be a contestant, the SVO organization, Wichita State University Facebook page, just message that page to put in your candidacy or whatever for the chili cook-off. Winners will get a $25 gift card to Amazon. The prizes will be for best heat, taste, and vegetarian chili. So,
Senator Coates.
Yeah, I would just like to thank our president for her wonderful speech that she gave today at the 9/11 memorial. Personally, as a firefighter and first responder, it was extremely moving, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, thank you.
Senator Martin.
If any of you are interested in the Pro Bono Immigration Clinic and would like an application to be a part of that, I have it and can send it to you, so just let me know.
Senator Babin.
I think that I should just start making it a weekly thing that I'll give a tip on Robert's Rules of Order. You say I move, not I motion. I motion is not a thing. You can't motion, you move.
So the initial is with a motion, and then I move to. I saw another hand, but it disappeared. Senator Tubak.
Sorry, real quick, I forgot one thing. Tomorrow from 1 to 2 at the Carnival at the Honors, at the new Honors College space, we will also be giving out prizes like T-shirts and stickers, and there will be cotton candy and popcorn. So,
Director of Public Relations.
If you guys are interested in the scholarship committee, please do reach out to me. I need 3 senators or students of any kind, actually, to serve on the committee. So just reach out to me. I'm pretty fun. We can hang out and get some work done. Thank you.
Any other remarks and announcements? Senator Mounts.
The other thing, so I have been working over the summer on what we're calling the Supreme Court Focus Group. It's basically just a group of senators who are so far just trying to work with the Supreme Court and trying to get their position in SGA more solidified and more kind of like descriptive of what they actually do. Because for most of you, I'm assuming, probably don't know, the Constitution is not very clear on like what the Supreme Court actually does, and so we're going to be working together on that, trying to get new legislation right to get that fixed. So if you are interested, please send me an email, and I will get in contact with you, and we'll figure out where to go from there.
Chief of Operations Lepetsky.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say the Government Relations Committee applications are still out. I'm really looking to get those seats filled because I have some great ideas. So if any of you guys are interested, I would recommend you guys look at that.
Any other remarks and announcements? Advisor Fonseca.
So one of the things, this is about the Shocker Support Locker. One of the things that Colin, who is our grad assistant, if you haven't had a chance to meet him, stop by the office and introduce yourself to him. He and our student assistants are producing monthly reports about what's going on in the locker. And to date, from August, so the 2 weeks that we were open in school, the locker has served about 350 individual students, which is extremely high for a month, or for 2 weeks really. So that means that it's being utilized on campus, and so we'll continue to provide those updates monthly. Colin has class during this time, which is why he can't come and report it, but we're going to do those as well. So if you haven't stopped by the locker in Grace Wilkie, please do that. Introduce yourselves to the student workers that are there. They're pretty awesome. And if you haven't met Colin yet, please stop by the office and do the same as well, because he is also pretty awesome. Thank you.
Any other remarks and announcements? Seeing none, I have 2. Before you leave, check your name placard. If you have one of these fancy yellow stickers on them, you have to see me after because we are missing information from you on our records, which leads to mistakes, some of which Senator Mounts pointed out tonight. The second one that I have, if you have not received your Senator Handbook, also stay behind and I will get that to you tonight. That is the handbook, yeah. With that,
With a motion to adjourn.
since it has been motioned, it does require a second. I'll give Senator Khan that one. I heard her first. With that, it is not debatable, but it does require a 2/3 vote. So all those in favor, if you don't want to vote, don't say it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. No, it's not. Now it is. All opposed? Thank you. Motion. Please take your seats. We haven't adjourned yet. I have to announce the vote before it is official. So the thank you was thank you for voting. Now that we have all voted, we have 34 in favor, 0 against, and 10 abstentions, which does make the 2/3 requirement. So this meeting is adjourned at 8:40 p.m. All those that I mentioned to stay after, please come see me. If you don't want it to drag on, don't say adjourn at the end when I'm about to say, okay, we're going to move into final roll call. We are adjourned with a silent roll call. I was about to say with a silent roll. With a silent roll call was what I was about to do.